The NBA and sports industries are in absolute shock as the FBI is making bold claims about players going insane with the mafia, arrests, investigations, and folks, you won't believe what's been allegedly going on. It could absolutely level the efforts to mainstream betting and gambling in households across America. What if we told you an Ocean's 11 style poker scam featuring NBA players with X-ray glasses has been going on, and the feds are taking it down? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is a pleasure, as always, another video of excellence on the way as we continue to cover the news the way you need it to be, with the truth, capital T. Folks, click the like button, share this out, and drop a comment down below. Let us know, are you surprised at all, especially at the high-tech insanity that we're about to cover? Here we go. The scandal is growing and growing. Apparently, they're taking their Flintstone vitamins because the BBC says, from Nardine Saad, mind-boggling poker fraud used X-ray tables, high-tech glasses, and NBA players. Just when you thought this could not get any worse, it is getting worse by the day. NBA players, and not a few of them, getting sucked into this. And all the while, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that Stephen A. Smith of ESPN is claiming it's just the orange man coming to get them. Before we get into the details of this, I want to play what the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, has said about Stephen A. Smith. If you've not yet seen Stephen A. Smith talking about how this is President Trump's revenge,
he's an idiot.
You got to go watch it. It is unhinged. Here's the response from Kash Patel, director of the FBI, to a Disney guy, Stephen A. Smith, and ESPN.
Yeah, down the street. By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
All right, and apparently there are a lot of crimes here. Going back to the BBC, get ready for this. Celebrities, professional sports stars, and wealthy gamblers sat at the table hoping to win a big in a game of Texas Hold'em. But they didn't know it was nearly impossible. They were fishes, allegedly being targeted by the mafia in an elaborate poker gambling scheme that included X-ray card tables, secret cameras, analyzers in chip trays, and sunglasses and contact lenses that could read their hands. What sounds like... Go ahead.
They had Iron Man's glasses from
Tony Stark clearly was playing there. In what sounds like an Ocean's 11 film plot, prosecutors say these unwitting victims were cheated out of at least $7 million in poker games, with one person losing at least $1.8 million. The scheme, which U.S. prosecutors described as reminiscent of a Hollywood movie, was dismantled in a sprawling federal investigations that led to more than 30 arrests, including members of La Costa Nostra, crime families, Portland Trailblazers basketball coach Chauncey Billups, and former National Basketball Association NBA player Damon Jones. There are current NBA players that are either under investigation or have been arrested. This is going everywhere, guys. The first we heard of this was that they were arresting people because they had thrown games, attempted to throw games, attempted to score the exact number of points that they've been told to score to result in some sort of bet coming true for the mafia. And that was bad enough. Now we're getting into like movie level sinister activity, and it makes Stephen A. Smith sound all the more silly. We'll pull up his clip in just a minute, but first I want to go to Marvin. Marvin, this is absolutely wild. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that if you told me a few days ago it was happening, honestly, I would have said, you know what, that's a little far-fetched. It seems a little bit fictional. It's real, Marvin, at least allegedly.
I don't know, Pro. I can't imagine that the mafia is using high-tech sunglasses to try to steal corporate secrets. Let's see.
Linked to the NBA in some ways.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a crazy story. It sounds like something out of a movie, and it just keeps getting crazier and crazier by the day. It's definitely not what Stephen A. Smith was trying to say is just, it's a revenge plot by President Trump. There's too many other factors at play here, with the organized crime section of it, the NBA section of it. So it has nothing to do with the president, is what I can say.
And it's vast. And that's what makes him sound so out of touch, is because this is a corruption if this goes into the NFL, into the NHL, the MLB, et cetera, there's no telling what happens to sports betting and gambling. And Disney has bet billions and billions of dollars on the idea that they're going to integrate sports gambling straight into their ESPN Plus app. Here's Stephen A. Smith.
How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there.
Good. They're wearing high-tech X-ray vision contact lenses to see your hand and steal millions of dollars with NBA players at the table. And Stephen A. Smith is like, Bad Bunny. They're coming to get Bad Bunny next. I mean, what is going on, culture?
Well, Stephen A. is almost always wrong. So he doesn't realize this investigation started in 2022. I think that was an entirely different administration.
Are you saying this is the Jim Cramer of the sports world? How dare you, culture?
Yeah. He might be worse, to be fair. His track record is not great. And this is a guy they want to put up as a political candidate. And he's going to be the new mouthpiece. And
that's over.
Yeah, he's just silly, and most people disregard him as a hothead who is uninformed, kind of like I guess Bill Maher is nowadays because he doesn't read the news. But I'm worried. I'm worried that people are listening to this, and I'm worried that they're believing this. This has been an ongoing investigation for quite some time. And, I'm more worried about the basketball players and the actual players that were sitting at those poker tables, because if it's an X-ray table, you ain't having kids.
Let's play a little bit more, and then we'll come back to that.
All right.
Looking to engage in mass deportations.
Yes.
Super Bowl, disrupting things.
Good.
Big night for the NBA. When Beyonce put on a show, that has now been smeared because we're talking about this story.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
How dare we talk about this
Trump
story?
has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think?
It makes you wonder, guys, honestly, and I'm not alleging this, but it makes you wonder who's compromised.
But him, I was going to ask that very question. Do you think that Stephen A. is involved in this scandal? Is he not up to his eyebrows?
Now, if he gets named in the scandal, he can be like, it's because I called out Trump and he's coming for me now.
I don't know, guys. All I know is this gets really ugly real fast. We're already in the ugly zone. But Jonas, how much money is Disney betting on betting when it comes to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus? And how much are the shareholders depending on that? This could go belly up real fast. Jonas, what kind of money are we talking about that's at stake here?
Right. The brief history of this is during the Nelson Peltz situation, Disney took on $2 billion from from Penn Entertainment in order to license out the ESPN name for ESPN Bet, officially attaching a Disney property to gambling. They already had some association with DraftKings, which they were winding down, but this is a little different. This is actually using a Disney brand. And for those of you who say that ESPN is not a Disney brand, tell that to Bob Iger.
It's 1/3 of Disney brand.
Right. It's one of the largest things that Disney owns right now. And it's the only reason it's not considered a Disney brand is because of Bob Iger's failure as a leader, because it's been his intention from the beginning to make it a Disney brand. So, have your cake and eat it too.
Well, Jonas, also Disney, 1/3 of Disney was theme parks. Bob Iger is the guy who decided we're going to make an equal size of our company be devoted to sports and sports gambling.
Absolutely true. Well, and also the attempt to make Disney Plus another leg of the company in that way. They also failed there. So now they've attached Disney Plus and Hulu to ESPN in another attempt to make that larger. With this, I think that the long-term goal here appears to be integrating sports betting into ESPN to where ESPN is just an advertisement for their bookie business. They're getting royalties off of it, and I think that the gambling relationship, which has the potential of being something that ruins every aspect of the company.
Well, I think Jonas, down the road, I don't think they've proposed this, but down the road, you could have, because they're integrating it straight into the same thing that's streaming the sports to you, they could have a system where it pops up a gambling bet that you can take.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the next quarter?
Right,
Who's
exactly.
going to score the next quarter? And that keeps people engaged in the game, even if it's lopsided. Because wait, I'm gonna make a bet on the fourth quarter. They're losing. We're gonna make a bet on who will score the most points in the fourth quarter.
Real quick, let me throw two more things in here. First of all, they've got cruise lines, and the cruise lines are famous for not incorporating gambling. Well, now they've got a great opportunity to do that. And two, as far as ESPN being used as a gambling brand, they're also incorporating NFL Fun Day Football on Disney Plus, which has Pixar characters being used to do simulcasting of the game. So they're getting people into the ESPN brand using cartoon characters and things familiar to children. So if ESPN becomes a gambling brand, then we have an entirely different corruption issue.
Oh, Joe Camel all over again.
So one more I'll throw in here is these people got greedy and then they got cash.
Oh, I love it. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
I just want to add to that I'm looking forward to Magic Kingdom Sportsbook. I think I'm thinking they're going to Cinderella's Table or whatever that is. That's going to be gone. You're going to be able to go in there, have this amazing room full of televisions, and place your bets right there in Disney.
Yeah, what's your over under on when these people are going to actually get onto their ride?
Here's how far this goes back. It says the underground poker scheme, which is, I guess, part of this entire investigation that also involves sports gambling directly, but also somehow involves poker. The underground poker scheme started as early as 2019. It goes on to list some of the notorious crime families that are involved in it. Former professional athletes described by prosecutors as, quote, face cards were enlisted to help in the scheme and entice victims into play. Notice that we don't know the full extent of who those former professional athletes are, nor which sports they're involved in. So, folks, if you think this is over, be careful about that, because the squeeze may be put on some of these players like Chauncey Billups. He's a Hall of Famer. They may be going up the ladder, lured in by the opportunity to play with a high-profile celebrity, such as Billups or Jones. A wealthy, unwitting victim would be recruited for illegal underground poker games where tens of thousands of dollars were on the line, prosecutors allege. This is something else. This is a movie script that was enacted, and the bigger loss here could be the billions of dollars, because what does Disney want to do? They want to get the deal done with the NFL. It requires government approval. They want to get the deal done with the NFL to have it integrated with ESPN, have the official NFL fantasy sports integrated in ESPN Plus, and have the sports betting for the NFL in there. All of that is going to require the U.S. government to give the okay on it. And guys, this is where we wrap this up at. You tell me, is that over? Is that out the window now? And how much money is that going to cost?
What I think is going to be interesting, Pro, is if the hypothetical mafia is involved with this, then you think they're not involved in some way with the NFL doing this? I think basketball is just the tip of the iceberg. Football has always been the big go-get.
And I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Who tends to be the weakest of the athletes out there in terms of falling for these kinds of traps? College athletes. So don't be surprised if it starts to go into the college football and college basketball and all of that. It could. It very well could. You don't know. Young people tend to make mistakes that are far more frequent than the older guys. Although in this case, looks like it was some of the older guys. So, boy, oh boy, this could get real bad. Final thoughts, panel.
Gambling is not a great way to get money. It's a great way to lose money very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Disney Nevada Hotel and Casino Resort.
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking forward to the Magic Kingdom Sportsbook. Getting real tired of you ducking me, man.
It used to be you used to only be worried about the credit card bill following you home at Disney.
Yeah, and remember, folks, if Stephen A. Smith even tries you to play Plinko, don't trust the man. Not for a moment. Well, folks, we've come to the end of another video of pure excellence and fun, explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. That's what we hope you believe we've just done. And why should you believe it? Well, because we've done our very best to make it so. To be true, to be factual, and to do what the mainstream so-called access journalists simply won't. Folks, you can help share this out across the fruited plains of YouTube by clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say sayonara for now, we ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah!
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be a free taste of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.